Good morning. Buona dimineața. This is Paul with Paul and Tammy from Backpacking and Brews. It is day 31 on our trip across Romania, mostly via the Via Transilvanica. I say mostly because we've taken a few detours. Whoa. That's the dead dog on the road. Oh, dang. Oh, cop car going after somebody speeding maybe. Well, so we are exiting Axente Sever from the southern side. We stayed last night at El Greco, Pensione El Greco, which is on the southern, very southern side end of Axente Sever. So it's, unfortunately, the trail, the Via Transilvanica, cuts through half of Axente Sever, and then it goes back north, comes south into it, then turns around and goes back north after you reach the fortified church. And so and the trail, the Via Transilvanica, is to our right across the valley and across the river. So we would love to be able to just walk across the valley and the river, but that river is just a little bit too deep. So we are basically walking south to the next village, and then we're going to cut over where there's a bridge into the Via Transilvanica. It saves us at least 3 kilometers for today's run, which is from Axente Sever to Lodroman. The stage normally ends at Mikasasa, but we're continuing on to Lodroman because the distance again was just too short. The stages are just not to our liking, distance-wise and lengthwise. Distance and elevation, etc. So anyway, we're continuing on to Lodroman today. It is a brisk 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It is cold morning, real clear. Not a few clouds over there, but very clear day today. Supposed to get up to 62. It's kind of funny because tomorrow we've got about a week of 40s, lows in the 40s and highs in the 70s. So we've got some warm weather coming this way, which is kind of nice. And if it's not too hot, it'll be good. If it's too hot, then it's kind of sucked. But anyway, so we've got about a 15-mile day today. Elevation gain is, I think, over 2,000 feet, at least. We'll see. And we've got reservations at the Casa din Vale, which is kind of like an A-frame building right next to a sort of a fishing pond, which is sort of we'll kind of see what it is. But anyway, yeah, so road traffic, train just passed by, but beautiful weather, can't complain. Oh, and so we stayed at the El Greco, and we paid for breakfast, but so it's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and there was no sign of anybody there cooking breakfast or preparing anything. So we skipped breakfast this morning at El Greco. We didn't want to wait. So we're hoping when we get to this next village, that there'll be something we can stop and get. A cup of coffee or a donut, who knows. Anyway, that's day 8:31. It's Sunday. It's the 3rd of May, and of 2026. Well, that wasn't so bad. Maybe about a 10, 15, maybe not 15-minute walk from on the highway from Axente Sever to Agarbiciu, Agarbiciu, and that's the village that we're in now. Hopefully we'll find maybe a market or something. We did see a reference to a market that might open at 8 o'clock. But it's Sunday, it's May Day weekend. I'm not sure what to expect. Expect the worst, hope for the best, isn't that what they say? Also, so we paid last night for our room and our dinner and our breakfast in cash, which is, you know, typical. And so when we asked her about breakfast in the morning, it's her day off, the person we were working with, and we couldn't get a straight answer out of her about when breakfast was going to be served. We said, hey, how about 7? No. How about 7:30? Well, 8 o'clock? Ooh, it's not going to be me. It's going to be somebody else, my boss. So I should have just said, hey, I'll pay for dinner in the room and the beer we drank. And when breakfast is served, I'll pay for breakfast. But oh well, live and learn, I suppose. Hopefully learn. Sometimes I wonder if I learn. But, you know, you try to be respectful and, you know, trusting. And so far we've not ever had a problem. So I think they just don't wake up so early on a Sunday morning like we'd like. But that's okay. What else? Oh, yeah, yesterday was a terrible slog. Fortunately, most of the day's walk was road walk, you know, through the various towns. There was a bit where we were up on the trail, but then, going into Axente Sever's, boy, which was a lot larger than we thought. Just walking along this highway, this Route 14, and just not a very pretty sight. So today will be different. We just got to work our way through this village, and then we're up into the mountains. So looking forward to that. Salvation. We weren't sure whether we'd have a way to cross this river, and there is a footbridge leading from Agarbiciu to the trail. So we're golden. It is 8:30 in the morning, and we are rejoined with the Via Transilvanica, heading up into the hills. Well, quickly we ascended into a mature treed forest on the Via Transilvanica. So it got going up, it always gets a little warmer, so jacket came off, woolly hat came off, and the woolly gloves came off. So last night we actually at the El Greco restaurant, when we first showed up, there was some kind of like a family event, almost like a wake is what it seemed like. Everybody was dressed in black, but afterward they left around 3:30 or so. We got our room, but we looked like there was a group of bear scat. Let's see if I can get that on. The bear scat. So we still have bears. Anyway, there were a group of 6 hikers. And they looked like they were just stopping for a meal. And then overnight, there were a group of 4 female hikers, younger than us, 20s and 30s, I guess, that looked like they were also hiking the Via Transilvanica because they actually got a stamp from the restaurant. So yeah, over this weekend, we've been joined by a few more hikers. So good to see. And yet it's still not crowded by any means. So Tammy just turned on her bird app, and wow, we are surrounded by birds. The Eurasian blue tit, the great spotted woodpecker, European robin, common chiffchaff, Eurasian blackbird, collared flycatcher, and the gray-headed woodpecker. How about that? Well, we just passed kilometer stone 690. Just 10 kilometers to the halfway point, kilometer stone 700. So we're excited about that. And we're in this high mountain meadow. It's just a wonderful, wonderful trail to walk on. Boy, no rocks, no stones, no dirt, no mud. Just a wonderful short grass. So off in the distance there, we think that is Mika Sasa, or Sasha. That's where we're headed today, but then we're going to go one more town or village beyond that. And we're just past kilometer stone 690. Righty, overlooking the village of Sika Mika, or Sika Mika, not sure. Nice fortified church there. We're heading down into it. And then from there, we're going over to Mikasasa, which is the village all the way past this first one that's below us. A little ways to go yet. Well, we just passed, oh, not just, but a little while ago, kilometer stone 696. Just 4 to go to the big 700. And we are leaving the village of Sicha Mika, or Micha. Not quite sure how it's pronounced, but it's spelled S-E-I-C-A-M-I-C-A with a little umlaut over top of it. Stopped in a little grocery store, little market, and they had a couple bananas and some ice cream, and bought some chocolate as well. And they speak more German here than they do Romanian. He was speaking a little bit of German with us, what little we know. So unfortunately, we're on this road for a while, which is not fun. But fortunately, traffic is light today for Sunday morning still, and we're hoping that most of the cars will stay away today. It is a Labor Day weekend for them. Okay, I was mistaken earlier. So as we were leaving Seka Mika, or however it's pronounced, we just passed kilometer stone 694. And we just, on the road, we just made a left-hand turn just after kilometer stone 695. And heading to Mika Sasa. Well, we passed kilometer stone 696. And we're in this sort of weird mixed growth area. Got some old trees and a whole lot of young trees, and we're sort of in between crop fields. The map shows it kind of like as a swampy area, which I guess it is. We did cross a stream, which is one thing I wanted to mention also for those that are camping and tenting every night. Well, it's been a while since we've seen good, clean water sources on the trail. I mean, there are water sources, it's kind of creeks and rivers, but I mean, you can always filter it and boil it, I suppose, treat it. But just most of the water sources we've crossed or walked alongside are pretty nasty. And so I'm sure if you're tenting, you know, you're relying upon getting water inside the villages that you pass through, which seems to be available, and most villages still have their own sort of wells. So worst case is you could either stop at somebody's house and ask them for water, the store's not open, or dip a bucket down into a well and get some water and then treat it accordingly. So anyway, just wanted to mention that for those folks that are considering tenting the way through the Via Transilvanica. The last video we saw of this bridge, there were some boards missing and broken boards, and now it's just wonderful. Look at all the brand new boards, solid as solid can be. Well, a couple missing boards. Wow, look at that.
Don't get too close there.
Oh,
Put more weight on it.
Okay. We'll let you know if we make it to the other side. We have reached the unofficial halfway point on the Via Transilvanica. Overlooking this pasture, and here it is. Kilometer stone 700. Dun, dun, dun. And the cow says moo. Oh, just go in between them. Yep. We're not bothering. There you go. It's a little after 2 in the afternoon. We just passed kilometer stone 703, and we're sitting up above Lodroman right now and heading down into it for the night. But beautiful high pasture up here. Just saw a little bear scat, so we're still have wildlife around us.